Well, MD IIFCL, Mr. Jaishankar joins us for a quick chat post a staggering set of results. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Shankar. Growing the company leaps and bounds. What you took over as. Give us a highlight of how much percentage growth in numbers have you actually got personally to the company now, sir?
Well, the numbers are already out. We have, for the first time, seen the profitability entering the 2000 mark, and we are looking at the contribution in terms of sanctions and disbursement going higher. And looking at it, from the future point of view, that's very much possible, and that's very much in the offing, because the kind of profitability that we have been able to achieve in the last 4 years have all contributed to our own the growth in our own net own funds, which has enabled IIFCL to take uh, higher quantums, higher positions in sanctions and disbursements, and thus ultimately contribute to the development of strategic and nationally important projects. And we are financing almost all the greenfield projects in India. We are the only financial institution which are probably there in almost all the greenfield institutions in India, and we are at the same time looking at furthering our expertise, skill sets, and making a value addition to the emerging structured finance engineering environment, which is taking shape in the infrastructure lending. So there is where we need to we are trying to put our the best foot, and we have our expertise in that context. We have done the first innovative products like the credit enhancements, the takeout finance, lending to InvITs, getting into the bond environment, and so we would like to take that forward. And we are also at the same time trying to bring in more product structures as well, which can contribute and which can help the fiscal environment as well to reform and get investor confidence to a next level.
Sir, also, there were various reports of various infra projects amounting to about 4.5 lakh crore rupees, stuck under various stages. And infra lending also taking a hit sometimes when these projects become an NPA. So, what's your view on that? And do you feel, would you be ready to take over further government projects if they hit NPA, or, reduce the government's problem of solving this particular problem of NPA projects?
See, there are some legacy aspects which have all contributed to us in terms of learnings. So those which were experienced in 2012, 2013, 2008, and between 8 and 14, I would say, were all the initial set of projects which were under creation, and that was a time when there was learning in the environment. But now we have got, in the last 10 years, in the last decade, we have seen a rush of reforms, strengthening the state level as well as the central level concessioning authorities, and bringing in more confidence in various categories of investors. Today, we are seeing global investors investing in India. We are seeing the new class of completed projects emerging as a very, very separate investor class. And we have the best of the global investors investing into infrastructure projects. We are also seeing private sector and global investors investing into green fields like the airports. So we are seeing the confidence level, growing up, and this is all time. I would attribute most of this, rather the entire the credit for the entire process of pushing the infrastructure to the government, because they have been firing from almost all the cylinders, and taking the financing also, leading the financing aspects in most of the projects.
So do you think that RBI's latest guidelines on lending and ensuring banks that certain projects should be looked at before giving money out to, has had actually created a lot of impact initially, and a lot of agencies had also come out and said that this would near term create a problem or liquidity problem with the banks as well as finance companies as well who are making into infrastructure. Who you at IIFCL also are into lending as well and constructing as well. Do you think it's a kind of a troublesome situation out here, sir?
I see that this is still in the draft stage, so
No, RBI
there's not
has
much.
notified it, sir.
It is still in the draft
Okay.
stage. It is still
Yet to be implemented.
consultation. It's
Yes,
under
yes, yes, yes.
consultation, and it's in the draft stage. And as stakeholders, all the institutions have been giving comments. Obviously, it will all be seen in the light of how infrastructure sector has to progress and what are the needs of infrastructure projects. NBFC, IFCs as a category of institutions today are the largest lenders to infrastructure projects. And obviously, the kind of accounting standards and the kind of regulations which are laid out for the NBFC, IFCs today are perhaps one of the best in the world by the Reserve Bank of India. And it's the kind of risk management and the kind of diligence aspects they are following is also quite good, and probably looking at it from that angle, as well as the kind of measures the government has taken which has led to an ebb in the stress in the system. I think there will definitely be a review based on all the comments, and we have to see how the
And
final
before I let
guidelines
you
come
go,
out.
last two questions. FY24 saw record disbursements of loans and lending. Do you think it was primarily because of elections that you had more stress to give more money out and build more projects? Was there a kind of a regulation from the government or directive from the government that lend more, construct more? Do you think elections played a role in maximum disbursement?
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't. This is the first time I'm hearing this, but I have absolutely not because we always believed in growth with quality, and we have always seen that the quality comes first, and without any compromise on quality, we never progressed. That is the reason our quality side and NPA side also has come down very well, and there is no new incidents of future, and we are trying to do all our bit and efforts to ensure that this continues this way, and we only increase the proportion of our highly rated
And
assets.
so we all know that there's a prospective IPO in picture. Could you give us some more information at least that we know it's coming, but could you give us a size, a timeline, or some amount that probably we could use it for our own benefit and your benefit as well?
Actually, like I said, our CRAR is quite comfortable today, and we are looking at very, very high levels of growth in future. And obviously, as and when we are our plans are all in place, and we are studying almost all options of the capital structure that needs to be in place for obtaining such levels of growth in the future. As and when we get into that stage, we will definitely,
Have the discussions with RBI, SEBI, FinMin happened regarding an IPO?
no, actually, we are still in the planning stage. We'll see how best we can. The idea is to look at what should be the levels of growth that we have to achieve in future, and what should be the capital structure that should support such a growth.
And how
So
much
we are
percentage growth are we looking at now
we are looking at a minimum of CAGR 20%.
for the coming year?
That will be the future.
Well, thank you, Mr. Jaishankar, for joining us, sir. Pleasure, sir. Thank you.